Good evening. I'm making this video to explain some of the problems I've had and the ways I found of sorting them out in my simpit. Now I've chosen FSX, Flight Simulator X Steam Edition, for one main reason. But that reason has increased since I've been using it. Now the reason I started using it was it has two audio outputs, which is, as far as I'm concerned, far superior to the standard FSX. Also superior to many of the other simulators out there. That gives me the option to have all the aircraft sounds coming from my soundbar, which is down there, and all the radio communications coming through my headset up there, giving me a true feel of being in the cockpit. I've also bought many add-ons. My biggest add-on, biggest expense, was the iFly 747-400 version 2, and it's fantastic. I have tried the PMDG Queen of the Sky, and its 2D cockpit, it's hardly there, where the iFly has a beautiful 2D cockpit. I have one monitor here for all the captain's IFR dials, gauges, etc. It's a glass cockpit. It has the full FMC, the flight management systems, the whole lot. It is beautifully made. I also have two Cytec FIP panels, flight instrument panels. They are great, and with an addition of a pay for panel set that was only just under a £5, I now have them set up as backlight information panels without spending 2 to 3 times the original purchase price of a Cytec FIP panel. When they were out, they were about £120 from Cytec. Since they stopped making them, people are selling them on eBay of £250 plus. Now that's a rip-off. I don't care who you are, you're ripping off enthusiasts. You've had your use out of it, you don't want to use it anymore, and you are making a profit on selling these second-hand used items at double, if not more, original purchase price. That's wrong. I don't care who you are, that is wrong. So buy the FIP panels, buy the extra little display for it, and I have backlight information panel. I will show you all this in a few minutes. I've also spent money. It was about £9, to turn an Amazon Fire tablet into my FMC, my flight management computer. That software works fantastically. Anything you can want to do on the FMC, it's all touch screen. Obviously this is a tablet, you just tap it in, job's done, Bob's your uncle, you're ready to go. Now I always wanted to follow myself while I'm flying. Well, for very few pennies, you can also buy a program that I put onto this tablet over here. It's a moving map program. That is what it is. All I've got to do is if I exit out of that, pop, 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 here we go, FS moving maps. Fantastic, easy to use. Open it up, it will log on, and that is where I'm based at the moment, in Heathrow, in the UK. And there's my aircraft there, at the gate, just waiting. Fantastic. I've also got, just down here, I'm sure you can see it there, Cytec radio panel. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It takes so much work out of trying to dial in a radio frequency, changing radio frequencies, everything you need. It is just there. Along here I have, which I will show you shortly, as I said, Cytec switch panel, Cytec autopilot panel, which I got before I managed to get at a very good price on eBay, a GoFlight autopilot panel, and it is the GoFlight MCP Advanced Autopilot. Absolutely beautiful. It's not as nice looking as the full FMC, the full MCP that you can buy now. This is quite an old version, but it does absolutely everything you needed to do. Underneath there I have a GoFlight, I can't remember what it is, oh yes, it's an RP48 panel. With a great deal of time and effort, I have managed to set this up as my ethos. So I have my ethos, I have my autopilot panel. The Cytec one, I keep that in line originally for one reason, and that is for the auto throttle switch. That is it. Rather than setting up one little switch, I kept it in line for that. I have set up the flaps up and down for being flight directors on and off. Up, on, down, off. Here also, I have set it up to show me my altitude at all times. But that is it. The switch panel, Cytec one, if you're familiar with it. Landing gear knob, really nice, clunky, nice feel to it. Works beautifully. Has its lights, the three lights for the nose and the main landing gear. You also have your auto brakes rotating switch just there. I use a Cytec yoke system. I don't have a problem with it, not one. Smooth, operates nicely. I haven't had to do any tweaks to it, none at all. With that you get a throttle quadrant. It's fantastic, but I brought an extra one, extra USB throttle quadrant, to sit next to it, because I fly a 747. You've got 4 engines, for goodness sake. 4 engines, you need at least 4 levers. So you get 2 spare. You've got 6 levers. So you have your speed brakes on your quadrant and you have your flaps on your quadrant. Now, to improve the aesthetics of that, I have the full 747, I suppose it's knobs, handles for the quadrant, including its storage box, which sits it down at a perfect angle, the flap indents, so you can feel what flaps you're going into as you move it along, and it has the speed brake handle, works beautifully. Now, to add a bit more touch of realism to it, I wired into the switch panel an extension, and I have put in a bank of switches onto the bottom of the casing for the throttle. Now, these switches represent parking brake, very important, plus all 4 engines fuel cut-offs. So I do not need to worry about moving my mouse around, clicking here and clicking there. Don't need to. It is all here, hands on. You can also see my overhead panel. It took me a fair bit of time to build that, refine it, and get it the way I want. Now that is run by, I'm just trying to remember, it's an Arduino for the gauge and this little display up here. It's not working perfectly, but I just can't be asked to keep taking it apart to get it right. And a Bobman? Bobner. I think it's a Bobner 32 card, 32 pin input card. Now that gives me my fires. That's my test. That's engines 1 to 4, and that's APU. That's my fire cards. Also, APU start. Just here I've got my APU power. And you've got my starts for my 4 engines. I have all 3 packs. I've got all my light switches and my anti-ices, engine anti-ices, all there on the overhead panel. It's not overhead because I can't mount it at overhead at the moment because this is all the room I got. I mean, drilling into the wall and trying to mount it there would be a bit on the ridiculous side. Extra holes, the chances in this rented property for that to fall off the wall, yeah, wouldn't do it. If we move, get a bigger place, and I have a room to set up as my simpit. This is me and my good lady's bedroom. So I'll just have the corner of the bedroom, job done. If I had a room dedicated for this, then I'd make a wooden frame, etc., to bring it all up. Okay, now I'm going to bring you over in a second and talk about some of the parts of what I bought as add-ons. Okay, I don't do screen capture very well. Haven't really got the time or the inclination to go out and buy screen capture software. I've got a camera there. What more do I want? Okay, now the add-ons I have brought for this. I told you about my iFly, which is my core aircraft. It's the only one I tend to fly. I also, because it's Steam, got the Active Sky Next Steam Edition. Fantastic. The weather it puts out, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Also, I have Cabin Crew. That is another program that I added on. It works really well, really smoothly. I could do with it doing more. I have tried buying GSX. Doesn't run too well on iFly, to tell the truth. I have tried all sorts to try and rectify the problem. I gave up on it, basically. What else did I put on here? Oh yeah, Acufil. I got the Steam version. Now, I looked at a lot of the reviews for this, and there were so many negative ones. I could not understand what the problem was. And the negative reviews were saying how much hassle they had setting it up, how much hassle they had trying to get it to work properly, trying to get their sim to recognise it, trying to get it to do what it says it does. So I was hesitant, I really was. I got it for the extra sounds. I mean the tyre squirrel on touchdown. That's what I wanted. Just that extra little bit of realism. So I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. $14.99 on Steam. I was a day late to get it at half price, which was a bit of a bummer. But on its I couldn't justify it. I ended up spending twice as much. it had gone off the sale. So I clicked on it, it said install, and I was looking everywhere to find it, thinking, has it installed? Hasn't it installed? What is it? It had. It's there. It's perfect. It's there on your menu at the top. Just click on it, open it up, adjust it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Because I've got all this SciTech stuff, I bit the bullet and I bought the full version of SPAD Next. That in itself, money well spent. If you use SciTech, get SPAD Next. It makes so much tweaking hassle free. I must admit, when I built that, I spent hours setting up all the switches to do what I wanted it to do. But once it's done, it is saved and it is there. You start the program as well as your flight sim and it's there. It just remembers. It's beautiful. What else did I buy? I mean, I bought several different programs hoping to enhance my experiences. MobiFlight. Now that is a program, it's free. You can't get better value than free. Now that marries up with FF6 without any hassles at all. Once it's married up, there it is. Any Arduino will run. You just set it up, turn it on, go into MobiFlight and set up what you have plugged in to your Arduino. Whether it's LED lights to display a warning or a readout, whatever you want, it's there. It just works. If you've got a bank of switches connected to an Arduino, you go into MobiFlight and you tell it what those switches are and they work. And that is what it's about. It's not about sitting down in my chair pretending to fly. It's about immersion. It's about enjoying it. To the point that in my shop I have a customer come in. He's a 747 pilot. The minute he said that, that was it. I had to make friends with him. And I have. And he comes in once a month, sometimes more, and we always have a chat about different procedures, etc. And one day he came in and he said, I've got something for you. I looked at him, what? That's right, a genuine 747 QRH quick reference handbook. That's what he done for me. Then that was towards the end of last year. Then he came in this month. He said, I've got something else for you. I printed this out. Now this is a 747-400 systems summary. So I made myself a leather binder for it to look after it. When you've got a friend that goes that far to do all this for you, and I'm only a virtual pilot, but what he's given me are the real pilot shoes. There ain't no messing, that is what a real pilot uses. This is a real quick reference handbook. My pride and joy. That just blew me away when he gave me that. That just blew me away. Now, what else do I need to show you? Well, I'll have to show you how some of these add-ons work. But then again, you probably know how they work. If you're into aviation and you're into simming, then all you got to do is click on YouTube for, let's say, Active Sky, and there'll be many videos. It's got the screen capture software, so they can show you how it all sets up. Like Aquafil, same with that. Moving maps, same as that. FMC, CDU, same as that. There are hundreds of people out there doing these videos all the time. I just personally wanted to make this video to tell anyone that has an inkling to look on my channel to see what I do. I fly virtually. I fly with a virtual airline. That's Fly UK. I worked my way up to being, first of all, an A-class captain, which meant I could fly the 747. Then I carried on working my way up, and now I'm an airline training pilot, first officer class. I still have a few hundred hours, around about 100 hours to go before I become airline training pilot captain class. If I manage that this year, fantastic. If I don't, it'll be next year. No great hurry. I'm still going to keep flying. I'm still going to enjoy my hobby. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about enjoying what you do. Your free time is precious. If you can't chill out and relax, then all you got is work. And then when you retire, you got nothing. I'm 55 now. I own my own shop. So when it's time for me to retire, I'll hopefully be able to sell it. I don't know. But I have my hobby. I have my virtual flying. Well, all I can say is thank you. Oh yes, I keep on saying I was going to show you all this, and I haven't. So I better grab the camera and show you. Oh, sorry about that. For any of you that's getting dizzy. Well, there we are. There's my FSX. Okay. There we go. There's my two fit panels. That is my Go Flight Advanced Water Pilot panel, and below it, that is my Go Flight RP48 panel that I have set up as an ethos. There is my Cytec Autopilot panel. There's my Cytec switch panel. Down here, and my Cytec radio panel. At the bottom line, on the left hand side, that is my Q&H. And on the right side, now that is my score code. Okay. I made a video of my overhead panel before, but there it is again. Now I struggled for a long time getting these three screens to work nicely together. I mean, I bought two identical AMD graphics cards. They're both 2 gig each, and I cross-fired them just to try and get all three screens to work properly, and it still struggled. Too much information going out over the graphics cards. So I brought the Matreon triple head to go. Now that is a really, really nice piece of kit. It takes all the strain out from the graphics cards. All of it. it just comes up as one monitor, so the graphics card thinks it's one monitor. It doesn't need to work too hard anymore, because the triple head is doing the majority of the work, and that's all it's doing. So it hasn't got to worry about this or worry about that. It just takes the information, splits it across 3 monitors and goes, there you are. Now what more do you need? Doesn't matter what size the monitors are, it just does it. So I have those 3 monitors at the top. 1, 2, 3. You might be wondering, why has he got a gap there? A gap there at the end. Because that's down to the bezeling. Okay? You go onto this. Excuse me. You go onto multi-displays. Right. There we are. You got bezel management. And that's what I'm running. It brings it in so it's one big monitor, but where they're sat together, where you've got the edges of the monitor, now that is now basically behind, the image is behind those struts, and that's what would be like the struts of the windows on an aircraft. So that is why the monitor is slightly shorter, because it's moved it in, so you haven't got any jumps. I mean, you look at this, and if I move this, okay, and look, it's disappeared. It's not jumping at all. It's not jumping from one monitor to the other. It is smooth. So when you get the image, your video image, let's close that, don't need it, from the view from the aircraft window. There's no jumping, there is no error. It's like looking out of a window, and the window you've got the bars, whatever you want to call them, they're just there. It's what you're used to. As you see, I've just started it, my flight sim. It takes its time to load because of the extra scenery. Yeah, I didn't mention I brought extra scenery for my sim just to try and make everything as near to reality as I possibly can. Now, as you can see, everything is just coming to alive. Okay, everything is just waiting for the sim to finally load. Aviation is a passion of mine, as it always has been. Okay, she's come online. Open that. Okay, there we are. Right, engines are on, but don't need them on. I think I've got a slight glitch on my SPAD next, because each time I open, well, the first time I open or use a control from SPAD Next, all 4 of my engines just cut down, as you can see. You've got the sound, the beautiful sound of the engines just whirring down. You've got the sounds of the rain. Now this is why that's just perfect. That is just perfect. Over here, overhead panel switch that on. and there's my overhead panel there. APU. No, that's on, as it is up there. She will fire up slowly. Master caution, so down here I have master caution. Push that button and there it goes. Here's my throttle quadrants with all the knobs, handles, everything I could possibly want. And down there we are. Engine fuel master. 1, 2, 3 and 4. There's my parking brake. There. Up here, so you've got the flaps. The speed brake, I should say. Got flaps at the other end there with the indents, so you can just literally, yeah. Okay. Onto here. Let's see. Bottle quadrant. Yeah. Where is she? Yeah, beautiful. That's what I like. Everything is set just to work. Well, I do hope you enjoyed my little video on what I've built. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a like if you like it, a dislike if you disliked it. And just enjoy. I enjoy what I do, you enjoy what you do. Thank you very much, and good night.